and welcome to Kudzi Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Kudzai Mashaya, and on this episode, I am joined by someone who just knows how to pull off a great outfit. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Milandu.
Hi,
Yeah, thank you, Milandu, for being a guest on Kudzi Chronicles.
and thank you for having me.
Yeah, are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Awesome. All right. So, Milandu, the reason why I thought you would be a great candidate for this topic is because you always have something going when it comes to fashion, your style, and the way you just dress up. It looks so cool every day. You have this cool outfit. So, can you tell us where that interest came from? Did you just wake up one day and decide, you know what, I'm going to look good every day of my life? Or what happened?
So it all goes back to high school.
Mm-hmm.
So high school is like the point where I started learning about fashion.
Okay.
When I saw this artist, Tyler the Creator.
I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So when I saw Tyler the Creator's outfits, even how he embraced his own personality,
Mm-hmm.
I began to figure that, like, one of those, what do they call it? Personal improvement.
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
personal improvement.
Personal development.
Personal development. Yeah, if something that's an important personal development or something that you should just like learn
Okay.
for it to get better is fashion, because fashion on its own is a statement of who you are.
Yep.
It's a short, brief introduction of who you are even before someone speaks to you.
Mhm.
Just by the way you're dressed, it will, change the perspective of how someone will treat you or perceive you.
Okay.
So when I saw how Tyler the Creator was dressing up, I was like, I want to copy this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started wearing baggy clothes because I used to feel very comfortable wearing baggy clothing.
Mhm.
But I went through what we call cringe mountain,
Okay.
where like your outfits are just not great. Like you're aiming for something, but they're just not great. They're just very cringe.
You're not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Mhm.
And I remember seeing my seniors. I remember I was in grade 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing my seniors in grade 12. They used to laugh at me, saying, this guy is always just wearing baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know how to wear them, just gets his father's clothes and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And then it got to me at that point. It got to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
you can't be that strong.
And I know teenagers in
Yeah,
high school.
mhm.
Teenagers are bullied sometimes.
So I said, I went back home and I told my mom that no, I want to stop. I used to get my clothes from thrifted markets
Yeah.
or for all those who know, I got from Salawula in Soweto, that side.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I was like, I'm not willing to do this anymore. I also want to wear the Elise, those guys wearing like Elise, Nike, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then my mother was like, okay. She gave me the money that she usually gives me to go to Soweto to buy clothes.
Yeah.
And I went with that money to Mr. Price, to Edgar's, and I was like, yeah, I think that time was Edgar's still there. I think it was still there.
Yeah.
That's why now it's not there.
Yeah. Now there's no Edgar's.
I remember seeing the price of a t-shirt. And I was like, this price of this t-shirt, I can get 10 t-shirts
It's
in
Soweto.
Soweto.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not worth it. I just decided to go back home. And then the next day I went to Soweto. I felt nice. But yeah, and I went back to school. But the thing what I was doing when I went to school is that I never used to really dress up as much.
Okay.
Because I knew that I was trying to take away the fact that I can get affected by other people. So I decided, okay, you know what? I'll just be dressing up as though I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never used to pay attention to style and whatnot. I just started dressing up. But when I'm at home, I'll really pay attention. Yeah. So that was just also another sidetrack of a development for me to not be affected by how people perceive
You.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that, Milandu. That is such an inspiring story because I think it's true that the way we dress sometimes gives people an idea of who we are.
Yeah.
100% actually, yeah. So my next question for you is, do you think that the way you dress or the way you show up on a daily basis affects your confidence levels or your self-esteem?
Yes, it does.
Yeah?
If you're not comfortable in what you're dressed in, trust me, you will not feel you won't feel confident.
Yeah.
Because you're not comfortable.
True. You won't be at your best, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And especially if you dress up in a manner that's also not suiting the occasion. Like, let's say you're wearing a suit and you go for a meeting with your, like a casual meetup with your friends,
Yeah.
and they're wearing shorts and stuff like that. Sometimes it feels like you're the one who's stiff and
Yeah.
it just
Uptight.
doesn't. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
cool.
In the end, your confidence also withers down.
Yeah,
So,
true.
yeah.
100%. What are some of your favorite tips, when it comes to fashion that you think people need to pay more attention to or people forget sometimes?
Okay, so right, tips.
Mm-hmm.
So for tips,
Mm-hmm.
this is the good, actually my information that I'm going to give you
Yeah.
is a gold mine.
Oh.
In a sense that you won't find this anywhere else.
Okay, Milandu, yes.
Yes, so back in the day, I used to watch a lot of TikToks on fashion,
Yeah.
YouTubes on fashion, and also like my personal experience with fashion,
Mm-hmm.
and I began to formulate my own
Tips and hacks.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I realized that no one is actually talking about these overall tips. Like, they're separated into two segments so that you should have content to look at. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
So I like to consider it, since now I'm in medicine and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I call it the anatomy of fashion.
The anatomy of fashion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Teach us.
So we have our brain, our heart, our skin, and our bones.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the four segments of the same anatomy of fashion.
Yeah.
So our brain is color combination or color coordination.
Okay. Okay.
Then our heart is proportions.
Okay.
Then our skin is dressing up according to the weather, and our bones is dressing up according to the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
So these four things, they work hand in hand. It's the same way if you don't have your heart, you're dead. If you
Yeah.
don't have your brain,
You're dead.
yeah.
You don't have your skin, you'll be dead
Yeah.
soon.
So when you combine this together, when you combine your color combination and your proportions, so these two things are actually very critical. They can't work. Okay, everything can't work without the other, but these two
Yeah.
can't work without the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can wear. So okay, let me just begin from the beginning. Like, proportions. What are proportions?
Okay. Okay.
So proportions is dressing up according to what flatters your body.
Okay.
And this is why I say fashion is a good way of self-development, in a sense that you might not be fully aware of how your body is,
Yeah.
but because you're paying attention to how you're dressing, you eventually get to know part of yourself.
And what looks good on
Uh-huh,
you. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to know, like, your body type. Like, for me, my body type is an inverted triangle, in the sense that my shoulders are wider than my hips.
Yeah.
So I have to dress up according to my body, which is the inverted triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that alone,
Changes
it
everything.
changes everything.
Yeah.
Because you also hear terms like silhouette.
Okay.
So silhouette is just like how you look from a distance. Like, how does your body look? Does it look in proportion or something like that? So if your proportions are right, even your silhouette, even just someone seeing you from a distance, be like, this person looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Then now your color combinations. So you can have your proportions right, but if your colors aren't right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
like,
You don't look
yeah, it
good.
won't look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So color combination. So on proportions, you dress up according to what flatters your body, and then for color combination, you dress up according to your skin tone.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
you have to know your type of skin tone, what colors match your skin tone. Because if you wear certain colors that don't match your skin tone, it just looks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm learning. I should be writing notes at this point, but okay.
Yeah. So that's the whole construct. Then dressing up according to the weather. When it's cold, you can wear your coat, your bomber jackets.
Yeah.
When it's hot, I know there's that thing for saying that drip has no weather, but no.
It does have weather.
It does have weather.
Yeah.
Because again, it's also about how people perceive you. And like, if you see, like, sometimes when I'm with, like, people and they see someone and it's very hot, like,
Yeah.
let me just say, it's very hot, and then they see you with a black hoodie, like, some people will say comments and they say, like, this person's not feeling hot.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and it also makes you the person seeing that other person feel uncomfortable because you know it's hot, yet
And
the
then-
other person is dressing up as though they're sick or
Yeah.
something like
Like,
that.
are you
So,
okay? Yeah.
And again, dressing up according to the occasion so that you can feel more confident in how you're dressed. Like, you know, you're going for a business meeting, wear the suit.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to meet up with friends, then just wear your casual stuff. If you know you're going for a date, you can dress up semi-formal
Yeah.
and all that other stuff.
Okay.
So all these things work together. Without the other, you can't. And once you know this same anatomy of fashion, these 4 things, you can wear anything.
Yeah.
Like anything. You don't need to follow any trends or whatnot. You can wear anything and make it look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. You see why I knew you'd be the best candidate to talk about fashion, Milandu. I knew. All right, Milandu, let's talk about trends because you just mentioned them. Do you think your style evolves or changes depending on what's trending at that moment, or you just stick to your own style or your own way of dressing?
So if it's your first time getting into fashion, I'd recommend to follow the trends.
Okay.
But once you get that certain point, like especially if you get to know, fully understand what I just said, like the anatomy of fashion.
Yeah. You don't need to
you don't need to follow
trends.
trends. Yeah, you don't need to
Because
follow
every day
trends.
you wake up and you're looking good.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
I get
Yes.
that. I get that 100%.
Mm.
Oh, Milandu. So, for those maybe who are seeking inspiration, fashion inspiration, who are some of the people that you recommend they follow? Maybe follow on Instagram or wherever. Yeah.
So I'd say follow those who suit your style, like whether you like minimalistic fashion, streetwear,
Yeah.
or classic, because in the end you follow one genre or one niche. Yeah. So for me, I like minimalistic fashion,
Okay.
but again I also changed to like 90s and stuff, the vintage stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for me, I followed Tim DeSaint and Daniel Simmons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, people, go and follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go and follow those. So, Milandu, before we leave, why don't you give me some tips? Because, recently I just realized that I really love caps, caps and different hats. So, I'm trying to look into that and start incorporating them in my daily wear. So, what are some of your tips you can give me directly to me? Because you know how I dress. Yeah. What are some of the tips you can leave me today?
So proportions, know your head shape.
I need to know the shape of my head.
Yes, that does have flatter certain head shapes.
Really?
It's the same with glasses.
Yeah.
Like you have to wear glasses according to your head shape as well. To flatter your face.
Oh, okay.
So also colors. Choose colors that suit your skin tone, and I see you like green, white. So you can just stick to
those colors.
Yeah, those colors.
Okay.
Yeah, even brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Milandu. Thank you so much. This was so cool. Is there something you'd want people to know? Anything? I don't know. It could be a tip, a hack, or whatever, a quote you just had recently, or something that is just on your mind.
Okay. So what I have for all of you is very important. I highly advise you to follow Kudzi Chronicles.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Milandu. All right, people, you heard that for yourself. Follow Kudzi Chronicles. All right, that is all for today, everybody. I hope you got as many nuggets of wisdom as you could. And yeah, see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed our episode with Milandu. Bye. Did I mention he's my business partner? He's my business partner.
Yes, we are business partners.
Exactly. Bye.